Crazy curvy wavy big titties, little waist body. Crazy curvy wavy big titties, little waist body. Yada 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 yada.
What up, guys? It's your boy Chris, aka Money Mitch, back with another episode of Money Mitch Show. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. Ha ha ha. Like I just said, my name is Chris, aka Money Mitch. And if you haven't already, or if you're new to my channel, or you just happen to trip over to my lit channel, make sure y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as always too. And share this video to your mama, daddy, sister, cousin, uncle, whoever, and let them know that you guys need to be subscribing to the latest channel out here in YouTube land, mine, okay? Alright, y'all, so it's Monday, which means what is Military Mondays? Military Mondays, Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to give you guys 6 things, you heard me, 6 things that you need to know before your first port visit in the Navy. Y'all ready for this? Alright, let's go. So first things first. So being in the Navy, you pull into a lot of foreign ports, and a lot of places are like third world countries, and so there's a lot of scam artists out there. So first thing I need to do, because I've seen this firsthand, and it happened to me, but it happened to one of my friends, is pay attention to the ATMs you guys use. So we were in Thailand one time, and my friend used an ATM because we were out shopping, and he needed some more money, and he didn't have any more money, more cash, and so he went to go to ATM, and he used ATM, and it was not, it didn't seem legit ATM, but it gave him the money. But then he checked his account the next day, account was cleaned all the way out. Identity was stolen, had like 4 or 5 credit cards in his name, just from using that one ATM. The ATM took his information off his debit card. It had like a little scanner or scan thing in it, and it took all his information out and ruined his life basically, because he had no money. His credit was now shit because he couldn't stop people from using the credit cards that they had got in his name. It was the worst thing ever. So when y'all use these ATMs out in these foreign ports, make sure y'all go to approved ATMs, like the ones in your hotel room, which are like approved by the Navy that you can stay at, or use ATMs by the ship, because normally whenever the ship pulls in somewhere, they pull them by like somewhere where there's ATMs there, so use the ATM there. And if all this fails, borrow some money from a friend, because you have to look out for these ATMs, because if you don't, you end up just like my friend, broke but bad credit. And he, to this day, that was like 2 years ago, is still fighting to get his stuff, this credit off his credit report. So it's a mess. Just make sure y'all pay attention to the ATMs y'all use in these foreign ports. Alright, cool. Next thing. Alright, so the next thing y'all need to know before you go to your first port in the Navy is you need to look out for the ladies / workers of the night. So when I say ladies of the night, y'all know I mean like, you know, the prostitutes. Y'all need to watch out for them. And they like the buy me drink girls, watch out for them. So a lot of these countries, prostitution is legal. How is legal? I don't know, but it's legal. So you need to watch out for prostitutes, because one, you're not allowed to have any interaction with prostitutes being in the military. So whether if you're trying to hook one up or pay for one, you're not allowed to do that. Prostitution is like legal AF in the military, so don't try to do it, because you'll get caught up or you might get a disease, which is even worse. So watch out for prostitutes. And then when I say workers of the nights, it's not even just like the prostitutes you need to work out, it's like the club owners who try to lure you in with these girls and take all your money. It's the male prostitutes for my female people, or for my gay people out there. Watch out for them. And you just need to watch out for them, because one, these are third world countries where healthcare is not the best, so they might have diseases. 2, they will rob you blindly. 3, you just need to be smart about what you stick your willy in. And if you find yourself in a situation with a prostitute and you somehow get away with it, don't be silly. Wrap your willy, alright? Just please, for the love of God, wrap your shit up, because that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, so the third thing that's something you need to look out for, but it's something you should do, which is NMR Tours. So MWR stands for Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. And so whenever you pull into port, the MWR committee on your boat or your ship, wherever it is, they usually put together a list of tours and like attractions that they set up for you guys. And a lot of times for our E5 and below people, it is discounted, you know what I'm saying, so you can save some of that money. And then 2, it's just like a easy, fun way to go out with your friends and have fun. The tours are always lit. I've been to the Philippines and Australia, and I did the tours with NWR on those ports, and they were dope. So NWR tours is something that's put together so that sailors and wherever else on the boat, like Marines or whatever, can go out and have fun in a safe environment. And one, you pay like $45 for the trip. Transportation's always included. Sometimes lunch is included. And you just go out with your friends and you get a whole day's worth of like just exploring for fun, for basically free, because it's 45 bucks, which is not much at all. So definitely go on those MWR tours. Don't just always go to the nightlife and see the bars and stuff. Go on those tours and explore. Kind of brings me to my next thing. So the next thing isn't something that you need to look out for, but it's something you do need to know about. So when you first start going on deployment and you start hitting ports, it goes into like stages. So like your first stage is like you're going out, spending all your money, and you just partying at the bars and stuff, which is cool. Because when I first started going on deployment, I was maybe 20, I think. And so I was going to all these foreign ports and I was being in the clubs, popping bottles now, And some countries it's super cheap to live like a king, especially in the Philippines. You go to the Philippines, you buy a section and bottles and won't even touch $500. So it's really cheap. But so you go from that to like you spend more money on hotels, so you just live lavishly. That's like your second stage. I kind of got to that stage where I just like, well, I didn't really want to go out that much, but I wanted to spend a lot of money on a hotel because I wanted to make sure the hotel was top of the line, you know, creme de la creme. You know, I just want to make sure that it was something great that I can relax in. And so you had that, and then you also go to like the sightseeing stage, which how I was on my last deployment. I didn't really want to go out, and I spent a good amount of money on my hotel because I wanted to be comfortable, but I always shared with somebody, so I didn't have to spend that much. And I started going on tours, and to be honest, as I said in like the last thing, the tours are where it's at, because the tours are pretty dope. You go to foreign countries and you go to all these different landmarks in that country for very much little to no money, and it's the best time because you get your friends to go with you. So it's great. So yeah, you kind of go through like the stages. You know, first one, you're going out and be lit all night. Second one is kind of when you spend a lot more money on your hotel, so you can just be by yourself and just be relaxed. You know, make sure it's a spa, pool, all that good stuff. Your third stage is when you start to go on more sightseeing tours with NWR, just because you're able to, and it's a great thing and it's perfect to save money. All right, so the next thing. So this next thing is definitely something to look out for. So shore patrol, shore patrol, shore patrol, shore patrol, shore patrol, shore patrol. Don't get caught up with shore patrol. All right, let me tell y'all something. So shore patrol is basically like a watch that we stand in ports. And so usually for like air deck, which I'm a part of, like aviation, and they'd be like 2 officers and like an enlisted person that'll go out. And but it's multiple, it's not just those 3 people for the whole ship. It's like a lot of people that go out, and they basically just patrol you to see it. They go out in town and like they don't follow you necessarily, but they go to the spots where they know a lot of people gonna be at, and they like walk around, make sure no one's causing you trouble, make sure no one's like abandoned or too drunk or like getting in fights, whatever. They're just out there to be like that person that checks on you. So, but if you gonna do some sneaky shit, you know, watch out for shore patrol, because shore patrol be lurking. Shore patrol, and of course, you know, got NCIS, but that's a whole other topic. But yeah, so shore patrol, I say watch out for shore patrol, because if you're gonna do something sneaky, avoid them. But shore patrol is actually a good thing because they help you in your time of needs. I had a friend that one night, he went out by himself. Like, we weren't Liberty Buddies, and because it was a port where we did not need Liberty Buddies. But so he went out by himself, and then he got really lit, and he couldn't find his way back to the hotel, and shore patrol was there to help him. So shore patrol is not always a bad thing. It's so many good things sometimes. So yeah, you know, shore patrol. Alright, and then the last little gem I'm gonna leave y'all with. The last little gem I'm gonna leave y'all with is make sure y'all pay attention to the port call briefs. So port call briefs are basically like a little brief you get before you pull into any foreign port. To any port, no matter if it's, even if you pull it in like the San Diego, for example. It's a port call brief. It's a brief that you get for any port. I can't stress that enough, because that's what it is. So when you get these briefs, it gives you like the list of areas that's off limits due to high prostitution or high crime or whatever the reason may be. It gives you the do's and don'ts on the islands, because a lot of foreign countries, like for example, like in Japan, you can't just be smoking on the street. There's like designated smoking areas. And so, in like other countries, you're not allowed to drink alcohol while walking. So it gives you delay in land, so you don't end up arrested because you don't want to get locked up abroad. Because I ain't never been locked up abroad, but I hear it's not fun. So you don't want that to happen. And then the last thing it tells you about, which is really important to me, is the wildlife. Let me just tell y'all, I had a port call in Australia, and it was like, y'all here, it was like something about koala drops. I was like, what's a koala drop, eh? Like, what's that? And so they was like, oh, a koala drop is basically when you like walking around and you smell popcorn. Because first of all, koala bears, they do smell like popcorn. That's just a fun fact. It's true. I smelled one before. And so you smell like, you get like a real strong scent of popcorn. And then next you know, it's a koala just drop. And koala got them long ass nails and they just whoosh, they getting you. So I was like, oh, it's about to go down. Like, I was like, no, I'm good. So yeah. Make sure y'all pay attention to the wildlife, because when we got to Australia, I was like, damn, 99.9% of the shit that's out there can kill me. I wasn't worried about the people. I wasn't worried about the animals. I got worried about koala, snakes, lizards, bears, kangaroos. Like, I ain't got time for this. So it was very helpful that I had the port visit brief, so I know what to look out for, especially for me, because y'all know I'm terrified of animals. But yeah, and it just, like I said, it's just a safety brief to let you know where you can and cannot go. And just make sure you don't get in trouble. That's all it is. It's a port card brief. Alright, so those were the 6 things that you need to know before your first port visit in the Navy. I appreciate you guys for watching. My name's Chris, aka Money Mitch. Back with another episode of Money Mitch Show. Thank y'all and good night.